So I've had a lot of time to think about it. And here's the thing. If we as women want to take our place with wealth, our place with power, if we want influence, then there's a few basic things we have to get comfortable with. The first one undoubtedly is finances. And I'm so grateful to have put out season 1 of this podcast with my former co-host, Joanna Barron, where we lay the groundwork for a strong financial basis. But when I think about season 2, it goes so much further and deeper than that. And that's where I will be taking you. I will be launching season 2 of the Love and Dividends podcast solo, and I'll be getting into a much broader range of issues. Where I'm coming from now is I'm thinking about the financial advice I was given from earlier jobs, from my family of origin, from the social culture around us. And I felt like it came from a very scarcity, fear-based, and frankly, kind of angry place. It seemed to come from a place of, well, money doesn't grow on trees. To which I, being the very smart know-it-all student, had to be like, actually, paper does grow on trees. And that's what money is made of. And it sort of came from a place of girl power. I loved the Spice Girls. I loved all these cool women I was seeing growing up. But then there was this sort of offshoot of it that was like, yeah, but don't be quite like that. Don't be too pushy, or, she's either super masculine in her boxy suits, or she's dressed way too provocatively. No one will take her seriously. It felt like there wasn't a lot of room to expand. It felt like there weren't a lot of options. It felt like having a lot of power and influence was scary because, frankly, you'd just be despised. And it felt like showing up in a way that felt very beautiful and feminine and like a woman in her beautiful sexual presence meant that, you were devalued. These are the things I've been thinking about, and I really am excited because in the last year, all of that is changing. It's been changing for some time, of course, but recently it really feels like there's something palpable that's come out of this 2020 pandemic lockdown. It feels like everyone's starting to see that change is necessary, not just for the groups that were excluded. And of course, I'm including women in that, not to mention a number of other groups, not just because the former system wasn't inclusive, but because I don't think it worked for anyone. I didn't see a lot of people, the same ones who would say, save for retirement and make sure you're putting 10% away and, get a good job and then don't make a big fuss. Like, they all seem miserable as well. And I felt like I was sitting there asking, okay, but to what end? To be where you are? Because you're literally shouting at me and you seem very upset. In fact, the financial role model I liked the most was the character Forrest Gump, as portrayed by Tom Hanks. And that is a problematic film. I don't want to pretend it's not. But there's a great scene in it where he's launched his business, Bubba Gump Shrimp, because he promised his friend he would, which is just beautiful. And he gets this letter and he's like, Lieutenant Dan said he'd invested us in some sort of orchard company. So it looks like we don't have to worry about money anymore, which is a good thing, one less thing to worry about. And when you look at the letter, the orchard is Apple, a company that, even then it was a joke because it's like, wow, that did so well between the years of whatever it was. Today it's even funnier. You're like, I hope you held on to those stocks, Forrest Gump, which you just know he did. He's very lucky. Because they would be worth a ton. And using that analogy and that definition of a beautiful, wealthy life is it's nice not to have to worry about money. And you might think, okay, well, then I'll just win the lottery. I just need so much money. But that doesn't really work either. We know that most lottery winners lose all of it within 5 years and report that they are more unhappy 5 years later than they were when they first bought the ticket. So interestingly, money doesn't even really solve our money problems, which, is just like the riddle we need to solve. And here's where I think we solve it. We become empowered. We understand what businesses can look like and what they can be. We take control. We understand these terms that previously were very prohibitive and exclusive. And on that note, I've created a cheat sheet. It's very basic, but it takes you through all the financial terms so you don't have to feel as lost when they're being discussed. You don't have to feel like you're not part of the conversation. If you go to our website, loveanddividends.com, and subscribe for our email list, I will send you that PDF. You can have it on you. You can use it as a tool when you're listening to our new episodes, as a tool when you're listening to our season 1 episodes that give some financial foundation, or in any of your talks as you're starting to take control of your finances. What I want to do for season 2 is expand just beyond that financial control to say, okay, what is a business that's a bit more fun, where I'm really using my core skills, feel like I'm adding value, and then feel like I'm getting my worth back? What is a lifestyle I want to be living that feels expansive and abundant without feeling greedy or entitled, as all millennials have been called at some point, but that feels like I can really enjoy all of the things this world and this life has to offer? And I want to talk about womanhood. I want to talk about women being able to step in roles we were previously excluded from in a feminine way. In maybe it is a girl power way. Shout out Victoria Beckham. You have the most incredible fashion line, Posh Spice, obsessed. But without feeling like by me just saying that, I sound dumb or I sound like I'm phoning it in, because I believe women are so intelligent. We need space to do it our way, and we need male allies and partners who will be with us along the way. So this podcast is really for everyone, but it is definitely focused on women and wealth. My belief is the future of women and wealth is brighter than ever. We're going to show you how to get there. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about lifestyle. We're going to talk about womanhood. I hope you'll join us for the new Love and Dividends, now going into season 2. Until then, I'm Leslie Gray, signing off with Love and Dividends.